Hi, this is Reese from CreataCRM and welcome to the sales module for CreataCRM. So if you've got access to the sales module, you will have a little sales drop-down menu along here which gives you all the elements of the sales module. So the first one is the dashboard, which you click on here and you get the dashboard along here. The first yellow one section is leads. Leads is the new business. That means if any new business comes along and you want to track it, which we have a beautiful report section along here on the lead section. Along here you've got the dashboards and lead section, and that kind of shows you what new business is coming along and what's happened to those new businesses. It gives you a couple extra components. We'll go through another video of what those components are to get better understanding of that. The next section called opportunities. Now that's a traditional way in the CRM. If you use the CRM, you're probably familiar with deals and opportunities, but what it is for those people who are not familiar with it, to build and track. So the other one's a lead, you just bring a new business in and then you can track and send a quote. This one is building an opportunity into your system and tracking the stages. But the key thing is what you can do is you can create, for example, one is there's a building over there, you don't know who the person is and you have no idea what, it's an opportunity, but you have no idea what who the person is in part of that. So you then find the architecture, you find the builder, you find the counterstep maker, and you add those contacts in there. You make it some documentation and put it in the opportunity. We have a file storage system for the opportunity and drag it into those systems, and you can do multiple quotes in the system. So that's a great thing with opportunity. So that is a pretty good tool for those people who have to do big dollar amounts. So and they're going to prepare a lot of things and may have a lot of opportunities in that section. So that's something that we can go through with you. Next is the traditional quotes. The traditional quotes you're familiar with if you're in the accounting section itself. We link to accounting section, so it's just simply creating a quote. Now we do have a lot of extra components in there that the traditional software don't. For example, we can do groupings, and we can do bundles, and we can do a number of other elements in there. And people use our quoting system because we've got a tracking capability, weekly reports on it as well. So it really is good for helping you with that. And the reason why I even say to a lot of people when we use our quoting system is that it has reporting tools. And if you're in a situation in a business where you're seeing a lot of quotes out but there's no tracking because the accounting package is not made for that, we've got that all wrapped up, and you can follow the stages in here. So you can see here in a glance, you've got one loss here, and you can click on these little buttons along here and see what stages they're on. So we've got a lot more deeper, richer data to track where the quotes, how long it's been there, and who's failed or who's winning as well. So that's why we would use us. The sales order section is great for those people that are on the road. So we have a little app on there as well. You can create a sales order. The people can add the sales order and then push into the accounting system. So we've got e-commerce sites where you send it from, people will make orders from here, and then goes to the sales order, then pushes into the accounting systems as well. So sales order is really good for reserving stock. The great thing with our accounting system, is that it can do, you can create a sales order and then push lines into the accounting system as well. So you've got some extra capability in those sections here. Then you've got our invoicing section here, which has got a lot of power to it as well. It's got recurring invoices, which pop up automatically as well. It's got the ability to sign off on the quote as well. You can, it's not, look, we're not point of sale system whatsoever. Please don't even try to use us for point of sales. But if you're on the road and you want to quickly create an invoice and give it to the client and send it out, we've got all those things. So we can be mobile as well to a point, but we have an ability to create an invoice in the system. So there are the 5 components in here. The next section in this sales section is this here. Now this is a sales board section, in here I'll move my face along here, and this section is swimming lanes, and people use it. We've got it in here, and it's quite powerful. We'll go through that, but that means that, for example, we've got the 5 steps, sales steps, which stages in here. A lot of people don't know what that is. Like suspect is no relationship either side. Prospect, I know that person, but they don't know me. Initial contact is both have talked and yada yada yada. So these are sales stages, and you move through the pipe. And we used to have funnels. A lot of traditional people said we want a funnel, which we've got. But at the end of the day, we just go, that's a funnel, and this is moving along. You can drag and drop these things across like that and move them across into other stages. Nice. And we've got leads, which is new business, and opportunities as well in the sales section for leads boards, and we'll go through that. But that's You can use it for hovering your mouse button over, finding how many uncompleted tasks in here, or clicking onto that person, or creating a task on these particular scenarios here. So we can go through that as well, but that's a sales board. You can easily visually see it and have an access point. Again, we've got that, and dashboards are kind of a way to quickly work, and it's always about speed for a lot of our clients, that you just want to get the information and go through it. So I'll cover that a little bit later as well in this video, just on what information in here, but we'll just keep on going. Then we've got things like product services in here. The product services usually get from accounting systems, so we can have a lot more products. And what we can do is that you can pretty much, because the accounting systems really can't handle too much of a load on the accounting systems. We're talking about the big four. So what I mean by that is that they're not really built for 10,000, 20,000 items. That you can do it, but they're going to break eventually. So what we can do is that usually people sell a lot of products, and then we can have a lot of extra products that you're quoting for, but are not yet is inventoried into your system, or in your accounting section in there. So we can build a lot of product tools in here. We also can do pictures in here and all those elements there that can help you out. Also links to we have an e-commerce site, so you can have photos in here as well, just to help you out. So we have our own product service tool in this section here. So next thing we've got is bundles. So we're going to click on bundles, and bundles are great for building components with them, not taking them off the stock, but building them as quotes, for example. And that's awesome. So a lot of people who do linear meters or all those type of scenarios, and there's plenty of them like that, you can actually, I'll show you one that's building timber, but it's not quite what it seems, is that every 1 meter you need 5 of these units, 4 of those units, and 3 of these hours, and so forth, and every 1 meter. So you can say, well, there's 10 meters, so I can I put 10 of this bundle, and it's going to times 10 by 5, 10 by 4, 10 by 3, and so forth and so forth. So I'll show you really quickly how that looks like. So we'll go to the dashboard section here, and we're just going to go to one of the quotes for the heck of it. Just choose me. So you just click on the edit mode section here, and if you actually scroll down, see how there's groupings in here. You've got 1 miscellaneous, 3 accessories, rack mounting, cabling. So you have the ability to group them, but also you can actually add a bundle, which also puts them in their own groups. You can see it is inactive as well, because that's probably made it inactive in another video. And you've got 2 of these per one. So if I go 3 of those, 2 of those, it's going to be 2 times 2, 2 times 4, and so forth and so forth. And you can add that quite easily, and it's going to add that bundle into the quoting system there. So that's done that, and we'll save and close for that. So the quoting system has a lot of extra elements in there, but that's the bundles just in a nice little area. We'll go through the quoting system. There's a lot of things in the quoting system, as you can see. It's a lot of extra things you want. It's got labor and materials, markup, markdown, all those things as well that we expect in an accounting system with follow-ups and chats and all those things. The next thing you've got is your price list. That's really powerful. So the price list is really important. This is a really powerful tool that we've developed because a lot of our clients have got into and mixed up. And what we've solved is a lot of people get into mini price lists in there. So we've made it easy for people to create a price list and go from here. We'll go through that in a deeper way. But in a nutshell, I know this is a fairly important scenario for a lot of our clients. Is you've got a price list. We're just going to choose a customer with this price list. So it's CreataCRM. And when you go to the CreataCRM customer itself, you see there's a nice price book in here, so that means that person's got a price list, so he's got some discounts as well. You can actually create a price list. You can say 10% of this. You can develop your own price book. So you can develop a price book where you can go for this client. We're going to not only have a price list, all these special prices. So look, it does a lot of the scenarios that you're going to bring it up, but we've got them. The next thing you got is that in the price book section there, you can hide some of the price books elements you have, and then you can create a report, which is in this section here in the report section. You go to reports, and you can send the customer price book to the actual client and email that price book out to that client as well. So that really is a nice way to develop your own price book, and also send out that personal price book to that person as well. So that helps you with that, because is that a lot of SMEs do a lot of different price books for their clients, and that makes sense, and it's really hard to narrow it down. And we probably do encourage them to keep the price list to a minimum, but from a lot of rollouts we've had people with 50, 100 different price lists and they just can't really, they've got to wheel and deal on each client and have a little special for this client, a little special for that client. So this really helps you to create a heap of price lists and then actually present a price list with the key things that they want to purchase. They still can purchase a lot more, and we have another component. It's in here, so when you do a quote section in here, you've got the prices that we just talked about. You can order from here on their particular price list, look at their purchase history, which is a list of history. This particular client doesn't have any, but you can look at the history as well. So there's different components with different areas as well for CreataCRM. So just as I mentioned beforehand, I'm just going to our sales dashboard here and just as I was mentioning beforehand, just with this particular dashboard, in the quoting section, as I mentioned, you have the ability to, with the dashboard is kind of what it says, but it really focuses on what we're trying to give you the information, the appropriate information. For example, in this one here, and you've got a email sent, tells you that you've sent the email itself. We do have connected to the marketing module as well, that if they click on and open it, you can see that they've actually received the email as well. So we do those little bits and pieces to help you increase your sales. We have the ability, if you do send it out in an accounting system, we can hover over here and we can see what it is. And we can also, it syncs the data, the information across. So if they've paid the bill, so it helps you get more information at a fingertips as well in the system, where you can see what's going on. You can see any chats you've had with the clients. You can chat about the person, so that helps you. We'll go in a deeper video a bit more about this, and you've got follow-ups and tasks. So it kind of helps you in a nutshell, where, as you can see, this gives you a timeline. You can have connected steps in here. Each stage you can change it and make sales notes about it that goes on the reports on the actual close date as well. So all those things are nice to have for reports and so forth. That it's easy to use, and it's quite adoptable and really wise into your accounting system. So that's 12 minutes of the sales overview. There's a lot of information. So your goal when we do adopt and do some onboarding with the sales module is that we kind of walk you through and say, look, what do you want to do? Do you want to do lead management? Do you want to do opportunity management, quotes? And we kind of take the things out. We take these little elements out here that you don't need to see as well. And we'll try and help you with developing a process for you, to developing your reports, emails, what reports you have, what dashboards you've got. So we're talking about reports here. So if you're looking at opportunities, you do have certain quotes, reports in here, like email report statuses in here, and we can send emails out to you each week of how things are going with the system. So hope that helps you as it does a report, but these are ones that gets emailed across. Nice, beautiful, pretty colors sent to you of week by week what's going on with the percentages, 31% success rate and 21% success that's lost. But all those things are just to improve your business and give 2 points is making sure that your staff can access it easily, especially in these days where the cloud is important to them. And 2 is to really build a process that's is going to really everyone can work with and help you out. So I hope that helps. That's the overview. Now we'll go next video. You're going to have this for the lead module. So talk to you. Keep on watching and see the other module there.